Good morning, everyone. It is currently 8 a.m. and I'm getting ready because I'm about to go have brunch with my dad. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know I lived in Australia for almost 5 years, from the age of 18 to 22. And those are some pretty big years in regards to like figuring out who you are as a person and, like big life changes. And I definitely don't regret the time I spent in Australia. I think it helped me define who I am as a person and figure out more about myself. I do have some, not regret, but pain about missing out on so much time with my parents. So now we are so close. I am definitely making up for lost time. I saw my parents midway through last month, and now I'm going to see my dad today, and hopefully I will see them again next month. So yeah, definitely making up for lost time, and being able to be close to my parents is really great. A lot of people who have children in, this modern age talk about not having a village or any support. And I think that was one of the reasons I decided that Australia was not going to be it for me long term. I have my parents so close by in the UK, and I have my in-laws, obviously I live with them. So if I had children right this second, they would have so much love and support from the community that they just wouldn't have in Australia. So yeah, like I said, that was a big part of why I decided that Ireland would be right for me over Australia in the long run. Anyway, I'm off to go get ready. We were gonna go for a walk, but Irish weather is so unpredictable. I'd rather not, so we're probably just gonna grab a coffee and sit down and chat. I went for a walk yesterday because I'm really trying to exercise more. It rained 4 separate times during my walk yesterday, so I would prefer to be indoors today, but I'm gonna go do that. And I probably won't vlog much while I'm out with my dad because apparently every family member I have is anti-camera and anti-social media. I don't know, I just lucked out. Every person I know is big anti-social media people. But yeah, I won't vlog much, but I will catch up with you guys after I'm back. Well, that was a lovely little morning. I am so lucky to have parents who, want to come out of their way to come visit me. I'll probably see my dad again next month because he does come over to Ireland fairly often. So it is so nice after not seeing them for so long because of being in Australia and COVID and just life. But now I am home, I am trying to get through my reading list for November. It is a decent handful of books, and I thought I'd kind of give you a little rundown of my November TBR because I don't really do this. I'm not a book vlogger or a booktuber, whatever, but I do read a fair amount, so I did want to talk about what I'm trying to get through. But I'm going to start with The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Now, you can see I read a little bit. It's just a fun book. It's cute, it's fun, it's very autumnal. It's really just autumn vibes, Gilmore Girls, cute cafe bakery vibes. Really, I have no complaints. It's just fun. Like I said in a vlog, I think 2 weeks ago or something. 2 weeks, maybe. But I'm reading this alongside a friend, and she is very busy, so we're going at her pace. So I'm a little slow with reading this, but it is really enjoyable. If you are somebody who wants a fun autumn read, I say go with that one. This is not a fun autumn read. This is A Daughter of Han. It is a woman from the Qing Dynasty and her life. I have read the description of this, and it is pretty heavy and intense. And I'm going to read it, hopefully in November. It is definitely a heavy book. But if you know me, you'll know I'm a big fan of Chinese history, especially Qing Dynasty. I have a lot of books about that. I look into that more than any other kind of dynasty, period of history, whatever. This is the one I'm most interested in. I think because It's the most recent dynasty, and there's so much to know about it that you have access to. Like, I have a book that was written like during that time period. Like, it's amazing. I'm really looking forward to reading this one, even though I know it will be a little emotionally heavy. Now, I'm not pregnant before anyone says it. I feel like I have a disclaimer every time I do something like baby related, but I'm not pregnant. But this book, Maximize Your Child's Bilingual Ability. I mean, what it's about is in the title. I have talked, I think, before about how important my children being fluent in both English and Chinese is to me. And I talked about it with my husband and stuff, and we're kind of coming up with a game plan for when we do have children of how we're going to raise them completely bilingual, especially if we're living in Ireland before they start school. I think I've done a video about it a little while ago about like where I'd want my children to go, like for school, and where I'd raise them, and I do want them to go to school in China for some time, so they are going to get that knowledge, but a lot of it is done at home. So I'm working on it. I haven't started this book yet, so I can't give a review if it's good or not, but reviews online said it's good, and I will take that as it is. And if you want my Goodreads, I'll add that. You can have my Goodreads, and I'll give a review on it if I finish it, but yes. So this is another book for November. This book I actually started reading last month, and I have not got around to it. I literally read this much. I'm very slow. I can power through like a romance book in like 20 minutes. Slight hyperbole, but I can power through a romance book very quickly. I'll sit down, I'll read it in like one sitting. But anything like this, takes me a little while longer. But it is important to know, so I am working on it, okay? I'm writing a blog post. I haven't got anything up on my blog yet because I'm opening it January the 1st, but I am writing a blog review on this one, so keep an eye out that in the new year, but I'm trying to get through it, okay? I'm a bit slow. Look at this textbook. I ordered this, Taking Charge of Your Fertility. I ordered this thinking it was like this kind of size, right? And I was like, wow, I can go through that. This book is huge. It is thick. To be fair, a lot of it is like charts and stuff that you can use, but there are about 500 pages and a lot of information, which is great because I love information, but I said I want to get through this in November. I am not sure. I will try. But I want to get through it before the end of the year at least, because next year I have a lot of health goals that I'm working towards. I put that in the title of this vlog. I planned the title before I film. I put my health goals in the title of this vlog, and I will talk to you about it later tonight, because right now I'm doing my own little thing, my little book. And the final book, it's a nice little thin one that I can get through. But this is Black Work, which is a style of embroidery. It's a little older, it's from around the Tudor period if I remember correctly, and I think it is absolutely stunning. Let me see if I can find a nice little example on this, but it is gorgeous. It's a beautiful type of embroidery, and I love embroidery. I think it's like my favorite hobby. I've tried to get into sewing, and I do sew occasionally. I am not somebody who does like knitting or crochet, nothing like that, but I love embroidery. I want to sell my embroidery next year. I love it so much, but I want to try black work because I think the minimalist kind of like one color, beautiful lines, it's perfect. So I am going to try that. But that is my little book list for November. And now I'm going to get working, I think, on some writing. I'm going to read later, but for now I want to get some writing done because I want to finish my book by December. And at this rate, I am going to get it done, but might as well get it done a little earlier if I can. So I will catch up with you later. So as you can see, it is dark outside and I am in my pajamas. And normally I'd kind of be cooking at this time, but for some reason I feel horrible. Actually, I know why I feel horrible. I woke up at 5 a.m. today, so nothing I can do about that. But I wanted to say what I eat today is not an accurate representation of what I've been eating recently, because in the last month I have lost 3.5 kilograms, I believe, something like that. And I have PCOS. If you know about life with PCOS, you'll know losing weight is like kind of a struggle for most people with PCOS. However, I have some goals for like the coming years that I'd like to meet regarding my health. And I do have a longer video planned for, I believe, December. You guys know by now, like I plan all my videos like months in advance because I'm just that kind of person. But I do have a longer video planned for late December with like a proper several, like I think 4-month update, I think it's called. You'll see then. But at the moment, I just wanted to talk about what I'm currently doing and like my goals. So if you have PCOS, it is recommended to be in a normal BMI. Now, I know BMI is not an accurate representation of health. Like, I know it before anyone starts saying anything, I know. However, if studies have proven that being in like a certain weight category is better for somebody who's trying to have a child, then I'm gonna set that as my goal. I know, crazy, but so for me, I'd have to lose, I think, about 15 kilograms, which when I say it out loud, it sounds like a lot, but then I'm like, well, I lost 3 last month, so you know, I think in like 6 months I'd be close, right? So I'm eating less, I'm walking pretty much every day. I didn't today, obviously, because I went out with my dad, and then I walked a fair bit on Monday and Tuesday. It's Wednesday today, but I walked, I think, 17,000 steps on Monday and then 13,000 on Tuesday. So I guess today's my rest day. But let's talk about the vitamins I'm taking at the moment. So some of them came with me from Australia. These ones came with me. So these are the Swiss vitamin D. If anyone is curious, I can like link some studies to prove like vitamin D is very good for PCOS. And I live in Australia. It's sunny a lot. However, I was deficient in vitamin D somehow. I don't know. I feel like I'm the only person who's ever got vitamin D deficient living in Australia of all places. But I take these ones and I feel pretty good with them. So I'm gonna have to get a different brand when they run out, because they don't sell Swiss in Ireland. If you know where they sell it, please let me know, because I have not been able to find them anywhere. But those are what I take. I also take the Hair, Skin and Nails Plus. This has milk thistle. And one of the downsides of PCOS is acne and hair loss. Yeah. A lot of this is like lighter hair. Like you can see that is hair. It's just like lighter. But yeah, I did used to suffer from a lot more hair loss. It's not great now, but it's definitely better than it used to be. And my hair's pretty long, so I'm very like, I'm aware that like with longer hair it falls out more, so I'm not too upset. And then I found this brand on Instagram, I believe, and it's called My Vitamins. And honestly, okay, disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by them. It's gonna sound like I am, but I'm not. They look so cheap, I genuinely thought it was fake or like a scam. I was like, that's like €5 for vitamins. Like I'm not gonna do that. However, we went into a chemist warehouse in Dunleary, and they had My Vitamins. Like they had the brand on the shelf, and I was like, oh wait, maybe this is legit, like real. So I bought some online. Now this is the Hormone Balance, and this is inositol. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce that, I should look. But this is 750 milligrams of inositol on its own. And let me do some little reading for you guys. This one is 250 milligrams of inositol. It also has CoQ10. It only has 30 milligrams, but CoQ10 is very good for women with PCOS, and I was gonna buy it on its own, but like the cheapest were like 20 euros for a month. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't want to pay that much at the moment. Like, you know, down the line, like when we actively are wanting a child, probably I will splurge a little, but for now, this is good, okay? So I think I also got some for my husband. This is ashwagandha, so I paid 30 something euros, and then I took someone else's 10 euros off code, because you can refer a friend, and I actually have my own referral link. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. It's gonna sound like I'm sponsored. I'm not sponsored, they just have it for anyone that has an account. So I got these. So I have 2 of the hormone balance, 2 of the inositol, and 1 of the ashwagandha for, I think, 28 euros in total. I will double check when I'm editing this, and I will put it on here with like the actual price I paid for everything, but I haven't started those yet. Like you can see the cap is still secured, but I haven't actually decided when I'm going to start taking them, either January of this year, or January of next year, or a little later on. But I don't like talking too much about my health journey, because a lot of people will appear with slightly unsolicited comments. Just, oh, you know, you should do this and this, you should take this, whatever. And I understand that people often do come from like a place of genuine, oh, I have something I think that could help. But unless you have PCOS and your hormones are at the exact same level as I have, you know, I've had my test done and your hormones are the exact same as mine, what works for you probably won't work for me. And what works for me might not work for you. So like I said, I'll do a 4-month update in December. And then maybe I'll do like another 3 months after that in March. I haven't planned that far ahead yet, but if anyone is curious, I will. But yes, I have lost 3.5 kilograms in a month, and it's all right. I have been walking all the time, and it is getting rainy here, so I might have to, I'm getting a gym membership hopefully in 2 weeks, just before like the rain gets worse. But yeah, I will update you guys on my gym progress and my weight loss and PCOS and just general health in a couple of months. And now I'm gonna go get some pizza, which does, after I talk about all that, I'm like, oh, pizza. But guys, okay, it's one of those days I don't want to cook, so let's go. Not sure what's happening on my lip there. Can't tell if it's a reaction to something or a spot. But anyway, this message is for Abby. If you are Abby, I'm working on it. We made a deal to get to chapter 11 by Friday. It is currently Wednesday. I'm gonna finish 2 chapters tonight. And if you are anyone else, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.